Okay, guys, how you doing? I hope that you're all well. My name is Jacqueline Francis, and welcome to She Empowers. And the topic that we're going to be talking about is Girls Speak on It. So I have two wonderful guests with me today. First, my first guest is Maryah, and my second one's Deepanshi. So, Maryah, would you like to start first? Would you like to just introduce yourself and tell us your name and what you do?
Hi, my name's Maryah. I'm from Luton. I'm a kickboxing instructor. So we teach kids from the age of 3 up until 18 and got 2 kids. That's about it, really.
Okay, that's fine. Deepanshi, go ahead.
So hi, I'm Deepanshi Gulati. I'm the founder of Rain on Me, which is an organization that provides safe spaces in the form of support groups and workshops for anyone looking to vent about their mental health or any stresses in their life.
Okay, thank you so much for that. So the topic, as I said, is overcoming anxiety and how to improve your emotional well-being. So I read in the paper the other day that young women and girls are the most affected by mental health issues. So, when I spoke with you, first and foremost, Deepanshi, you were telling me about your mental health issues. So if you can just share with us, how did that start with you?
Well, I've been living with my anxiety and my OCD for more than a decade now. I think I first started noticing it when I first moved to this country when I was 9, 10 years old. And I think that kind of triggered it for me where I was in a new location, new school, new friends, no friends in the beginning. So, it was a lot of those things that were building up. And I reached a certain point in 2018 where I was like, that's enough. I'm not going to listen to my demons in my head and give in to them. And I started speaking back. So that was where I've been on a long journey. I'm still on it.
Yeah.
But it's taken me time to learn how to speak back to all the thoughts in my mind. Yeah.
Right, okay. And Maryah, how did it manifest for you? How did it come about for you? Your anxiety?
Well, at first, like this was years ago because I'm getting old now. But when I at the time, I didn't know that I had anxiety. So when I'd be in situations, my heart would like race really fast, and I'd get sweaty, and I'd like be really tense, and I would never know why. And I always thought, oh, it's because everyone says, oh, Maria's really shy. She's just really shy. So I thought maybe because I'm shy, but then later on I thought, no, my heart, it's not normal for your heart to be beating that fast, like when you meet someone new, for example. And then when I met my husband, I was about 16, 17. I kind of didn't really speak to him about it at first, but he kind of picked up on it that like sometimes we'd go somewhere and I would be in a situation, someone's talking to me, my heart would go really fast. And when we finished talking to them, I'd be like, Gibran, feel my heart, and it's going, and he's like, Maria, that's really fast. Like you need to kind of speak to someone about it. And then it was him that had booked me an appointment to go and see a counsellor about it. And that was literally about 4 years ago. It wasn't even that long ago. But I realised when I was about 16, 17 that it is anxiety. Like, so, you do a bit of research on it and that. At first, I just put it down to, I'm shy, like, and that's why I'm the way I am. But it is, it obviously is anxiety. And then when I saw the counsellor and I spoke to her about it, she was like, yeah, you have got anxiety and you need to basically let it out. And she goes, you've kept everything bottled in for so long, like that's why it's affecting you more now. And when I started opening up and speaking to her, I just felt so much better. Like, and I thought, why didn't I do this like such a long time ago? Like
hindsight, isn't it?
Yeah, I was thinking I should have done this 10 years ago, not now. I would have been like,
exactly. Does any of those things that Maryah was saying, does that resonate with you at all?
Definitely. I think the reason why it took me so long to even notice what was happening with me was because I didn't actually know what was happening. I thought it was normal. I thought everyone goes through this situation, or everyone has these thoughts, and I'm sure everyone does to a certain level, but maybe not to a state where it's interrupting your daily life. That's where it becomes a bit of a concern, a bit of a worry.
Mm.
But I think once you're self-aware, that's when everything changes, and that's when the control, the power comes back to you, because till that time you don't even know what's happening, so how are you supposed to communicate it to someone else?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, so for those of you who have just joined in the conversation, we're talking about, well, girls speak on it, really. It's time for us to have this conversation and to not let mental health issues be a taboo subject that people are afraid to talk about because of judgment or any other things. But I just wanted to ask, how did your family, Maryah, let's start with you. How did you said that your husband noticed it first.
Yeah.
So how did it in any way debilitate you? Did it stop you from doing things that you wanted to do? How did it?
Yeah. Like, obviously, I've done kickboxing since the age of about 6 or 7. And when I turned 16, my dad was like, that's it, you need to start your own classes, girls' classes, run by you. And I was like, no, I can't do it. Like, even then, thinking about it now, and I look back, like, my heart's beating a bit now. Like, I'm thinking, like, I was like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. Then I was 17, 18. My dad's like, Maryah, you're getting older now. Like, you've got people asking you. I'd have people come to the classes, like my dad's classes, and say, Maryah, when are you doing girls? When are you doing ladies? We'll come to you. We'll bring our daughters. And I'm like, no, I can't do it. I was like, yeah, I'll do it soon. Like, soon.
Yeah.
But I never got around to doing it. Like, so I didn't really, I wanted to, do you know when you want to do it, but like, because of the way I felt, it kind of, it stopped me.
Yeah.
And I've only up until last year, that's when I started my own thing. Like, it took me literally 10 years to start my own thing. So, yeah, I'm glad I did, because I've kind of come out my shell a bit. Like, I'm either really like reserved and quiet, where people think she's really quiet, she is, or like our conversation on the phone like a couple of weeks ago, Jacqueline, I just talk and I don't stop. I think that's where I get a bit nervous, and I keep talking just to kind of make it look like I'm extra confident, when really my heart's beating inside, and I just feel really like I want to get out of it.
Right, okay, not to worry, because I'm sure, as you said, everyone would resonate with what you're saying, and I am aware that you will have that tendency to talk, and I'll jump in there to say, you can slow down. So Deepanshi, you said that you set up. No, I just want to take a step back, actually, because you said that yours started from very young. And I remember when I had this conversation with you, you were saying that you were speaking to your parents. I don't know which parent or whether it's both. How did they react when you told them?
Well, both my parents are doctors, so they were quite open-minded about it. There were some things that were not like it was difficult to understand, because some of the things I've actually inherited from my mum, where she worries a lot, and so I kind of it was in the genes. It got passed down to me like a present. So I kind of it was difficult for her to really understand. Same for my dad, that what was going on. But the fact that they were so open and they said, okay, what can we do to help you? Would you like to see anyone? That was such an important question. For me to be hearing that, what do you need right now? What can I do to help? So yes, those concerns initially were there. Despite being doctors, it's really difficult for someone to truly understand what you're going through unless you've been through it yourself.
Yeah.
But I think it took me so long to open up about it, because I, as a child, felt like, I don't want to worry my parents. They're already doing so much. They're already so busy. They love me so much. So why do I feel like there's something wrong? I almost felt ungrateful, that I'm something ungrateful. And they were always there to listen. I just didn't know that, there needs to be like, I had to take the step up and be like, actually, I really need help. And the moment I said that, everything just opened up for me. And so now I'm here and I'm feeling so much more safer. And the relationship between us has completely changed, even better now, because we have this communication between us. Yeah.
I mean, that's so nice to hear, because I know that some young girls or young people have problems speaking out and saying how they're feeling, maybe because they feel that they're not being heard. And I know that's something that you had mentioned, Deepanshi, that you felt that you weren't being heard. But I'm glad to know that your parents are on board. Maryah, I know that when we spoke, you mentioned your dad and the fact that you were close with your dad, but you couldn't talk to him. Was that right?
Yeah, no, me and my dad are really, really close.
Yeah.
But when it comes to stuff like this, like I just felt like I couldn't tell him. Like even now, I don't think I've ever actually sat down and told him, like, Dad, like I don't think I've ever even mentioned it. Like, yeah, because he's like very different to me, kind of thing. So like I just, because he's always, you know your parent expects a lot from you, kind of thing, and you don't want to like I know it's like I shouldn't think bad of it, but I don't want to make him think that it's kind of, I don't know how to word it, but I don't know if he's watching the live now, but now he knows. Now, but yeah, I don't think I've even told him.
Oh wow! Well, I'm sure
my mum knows. My husband's family, they know, and they're really supportive about it.
Right.
But just, I don't know, I think because now, like when you're kind of I'm not over it, but I know how to deal with it now. Like when I'm in a situation, I kind of know, and I prepare myself before I get in the situation. Like this morning, before our little thing now, yeah. I've got my book out, I'm writing things down, just even though I'm not even looking at it. For me, that made me feel better, and like now I'm dealing with it a lot better.
So like, out of interest, what was it? I'm sure Deepanshi wants to know as well. What was it that you were writing down?
So what I was doing, I wrote what my name was, what I do, where I'm from, even though I know that already. And then I wrote what symptoms I get. I know all this anyway. Hold on. Yeah. So what symptoms I get, and then I was asking myself questions like, why should I talk about it? How exercise helps with it, like how it helps me deal with it, and how do I calm it? Like I was just writing it down and I was answering it. So I was picturing you questioning me these questions. And I was answering it and I was writing it down. And it's not like I've got the book here and I'm reading it and going off of it, like it's all coming out like naturally. But that makes me feel a lot more comfortable by doing that and preparing myself. That's what I'm saying. So now, like usually if I just come straight on and didn't do that, I would be really, like I am a bit anxious now, like my heart's going a little bit, but it's not that bad. I would be really like, my words won't be coming out properly. Like now I think I'm talking a bit much. So yeah, I'll kind of cut it short there.
Right. Okay, so we've got a comment, someone from India, good evening from India, and that's Rishikesh from India. Thank you very much for joining us. And Caroline, let's have a look. Caroline Hinton, good afternoon. Oh, she's sorry that she's a bit late. Not to worry. Thank you very much for joining us. So yeah, we're talking about anxiety and how prevalent it's actually. They're saying it's an epidemic within a pandemic, especially for young women and girls. And what I read was saying that we're now in a crisis, and the government has to step in. And I think before the pandemic, there was a crisis with mental health and young people anyway, but even more so now, it is, as I said, a crisis. So I want to go to you, Deepanshi. You said that you set up your own program. Could you tell us a little bit about that and the name of it?
Yes, so I started Rain On Me in 2018 after I was finally diagnosed after a decade. And that was when I decided that, I really want to feel heard and listened to, and I want to meet people who are maybe going through similar situations to me. And I just hired a room and sat there with the empty chairs around me, hoping someone would turn up. And people did. They did turn up, and that was a surprise on its own for me.
Right. And, how many people turned up, if I can ask?
So I didn't. When I was sending out the invitation, I asked for only maybe 5-6 people, which I thought I could handle.
Okay.
There were about 5 people there. Which was great. I didn't know any of them. So I was very happy to see that, it was a weird feeling for me. It was it felt very comforting to immediately have this sense of community, even though I didn't know these people. But then there was also this feeling of, wow, this is actually really needed. And there are actually people who, don't feel heard or don't feel listened to. And even if they have a great support system at home and they have loving family and friends, sometimes it's really hard to really convey how you're feeling. You might not get it. So as we went along, more people started attending, and we've just started workshops in schools now as well. So it's grown quite a lot since then, and we're trying to work with elderly homes as well, where I feel a lot of mental health is neglected, especially right now, these difficult times. But yes, we do actually get more women than men, and a lot of young people. Majority of them are young people. Yeah.
So when you say young people, what age group sort of are you talking about?
So about 21 to 28, around that age group. And a lot of them are just going through, just stress. They don't even need to be diagnosed with anything. It's just general stress of becoming an adult, growing up, learning about themselves, university, trying to find a job, moving out of home, just daily things that can build up stress if you don't talk about it with anyone.
You don't have to be, sorry to interrupt you, but I mean, are you a specialist? Are you a counsellor? Do you have you don't have any of that? So it's just a matter of having a space.
Yeah,
it's just to talk.
Yes, absolutely. I make it a point to, let everyone know that I'm not here to give advice. I'm just here to hold the space and facilitate if, we're trying to talk about a specific topic, for example. But I think that's such a good point that you picked up, because actually you don't need to be an expert just to listen to someone. All you need to do is listen. Majority of the people who are maybe struggling with their mental health, or they just have daily life stress, they just need someone to listen to them, not to give advice. And as human beings, we have this feeling of wanting to make things better for people and wanting them to be happy, and that's great. Your intention is good, but you just need someone to listen to you sometimes.
Absolutely. I hear that. I definitely hear that. So Maryah, can I just ask, how did you deal with it? I know that you do kickboxing, so how did all that come about? How does exercise help with your mental health, anxiety, what we're talking about today?
Exercise definitely helps, because I feel like, when you're going through anxiety, sometimes it can last quite a while. When you've done a bit of exercise, you sleep better. After you've exercised, your mood kind of stabilizes, so you feel like you've let it out, kind of thing. So like growing up, because I've been doing kickboxing for years now, so like every time we would go, like it's just afterwards you'll just feel so relieved, and you'll feel tired, and you'll just want to eat and go to bed. So like with me, like I've started teaching kids from the age of 3, because my son, he's got a bit of anxiety. He went to the doctors a couple of weeks ago, and they said they think he's got anxiety. And like me and Jacqueline were talking a couple of weeks ago, I don't know whether he's picked it up from me, because he's seen me in these situations sometimes where he obviously, at the time I never thought it could be because of me. But obviously he is with me all the time. Like he is bound to kind of pick up on kind of how I am. So I don't know whether that's why he is, but I feel like, when you do exercise from a young age, it's good for you. Like at any age it's good, but I like with the little ones, I feel like when they're coming to my class, like they can just let it out. Like we've got punch bags for the kids now, we've got our own little setup, our own gym thing. So like I just feel like they can come there, let it all out. Yeah, we've got a wrestling ring as well, she said. Sorry. And so I feel like exercise does definitely, but I wouldn't say just exercise like once here and there. Like if you exercise at least 4 to 5 times a week, doesn't have to be long, for half an hour each time. Like I feel like, which I've been doing recently, and I feel a lot happier. Like I I'm not all kind of stressed out, and I don't feel anxiety, like my anxiety, don't come on as much as it does when I don't exercise. So I would definitely, any form of exercise, even type in YouTube, something that you like doing, and just do something. And you definitely feel a lot better after.
Something is better than nothing, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So can I ask you both if, okay, so Deepanshi, you said a lot of young women come to you just to talk. If there is someone out there at the moment who is going through something, what would you say to them? What advice would you give them?
Well, I would personally say to first listen to your body, because it's very clearly trying to tell you something. And I wish I knew this when I was, very young. There are always signs out there for you to at least notice yourself, like, for example, the heart palpitations and feeling dizzy and feeling breathless out of nowhere, or feeling like, just being restless or fidgeting or pacing from one place to the other, or not being able to focus on one thought at a time. And I think noticing these little signs would be the first step, and acknowledging them, and not ignoring them and thinking, oh, it's not a big deal, or I'll deal with it later. Because if you don't acknowledge the feelings yourself, you're not validating them. So how are you going to start figuring out what to do with them if you don't even acknowledge that it's there? So first, I would say to acknowledge it, and second, I would say to please ask for help. The moment you start feeling these things, because you don't have to wait till you're at rock bottom to ask for help. If you're a bit higher up, it's easy to get back up. I think always ask for help, and there's nothing, it doesn't make you weak, it just makes you a human being. And I know there are many people out there who will listen to you, but you just need to take that leap of faith. And once you do that, the first step's the scariest, but once you do that, it will be fine.
Absolutely, and I agree with what you say, that some people do think it's a sign of weakness. It's not, and maybe particularly boys may feel, or men may feel that as well. Well, I guess they would actually feel that as well. Going back to exercise, you said it doesn't matter what type of exercise you do, just do some form of exercise which helped you. I mean, for some, it may not be exercise, it may be something else. But, I guess, as you said, just make sure that you do something, I guess, to distract you from how you're feeling. I just wanted to mention, yesterday I was on a conference call, a conference actually, and it was very informative. But I'm so mindful when people speak, because words are quite powerful. And when they say, it's okay, you have a close bond with your parents, which is fine. But just because you have a close bond with your parent doesn't necessarily mean that you're able to talk to them. Does that make sense? You love you love them, they love you. Yes, you'll tell them certain things, but you won't tell them everything. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. In my case, anyway.
Well, yeah, because as you said, you couldn't tell your father, your dad, and even now he doesn't even know. And I say that because the comments that were made by parents who love their children was sort of like a one size fits all, and it was sort of like a blanket response. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, no, I can't allow. It would be wrong of me to not interject and say, well, yes, no one's disputing that you love your children and your children love you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they will tell you everything. Do you know what I mean? And maybe if they did, they'd be maybe biased towards towards you because you're their child. So it does help to find, even if it's not a counsellor, to find someone. I mean, tell me if you agree or not, because I'm trying to learn myself. To find someone to talk to, or to go to groups like what you've mentioned yourself, your group that you set up, and just talk. Would I be right in saying that?
I think a lot of the time, like you said, there's nothing about, you not loving your children or the children not loving you, or you're absolutely right about that. And I think the issue is,
Hi.
oh, hello. Hi.
Hi, Sadia. Sorry, Sadia was meant to join us earlier.
Sorry. Thank you so much.
Okay, so Sadia is an ambassador.
Hi.
So this
It's very nice to see you all.
So Sadia, we're in mid-conversation. Sorry, Deepanshi, would you like to continue?
Sure. So I was just going to say that,
Yes.
I think the thing is, when parents are told something, where we have a problem and we're approaching them with something
I
that's
missed
very
you all. Actually, it's a time problem. It was. I'm sorry for that. So,
So
hello, ladies.
1 minute, Sadia.
Very welcome in She Empowers.
I think there's a delay.
I know. So Sadia, we're just letting Deepanshi finish her conversation, and then you can jump in. Is that okay? Okay, go ahead, Deepanshi.
Yes.
So I was just going to say that parents have this tendency, as I mentioned, that to make things better and to advise their children, because obviously they want them to feel good and they want them to be happy and not be in pain or suffering. So that's a big reason why, the kids might not feel like they can approach them with this, because, as I said, sometimes they just need someone to listen to them.
Yeah.
And another issue is, they love their parents and they don't want to worry them or burden them. They don't want to be seen as differently from their expectations, There's this idea of weakness, that's another thing, that they don't want to feel weak. I think we need to get rid of that idea that, having mental health struggles is being weak. You wouldn't say that if someone has a physical illness.
Exactly, yeah.
It's the thing. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so Sadia, this is Sadia. Sadia, would you like to introduce yourself? Okay, there is a time delay, isn't there? Okay, I guess she doesn't want to at the moment. We're having bad connection. Okay, so just got a comment from Caroline who says, part of our human condition. So I think she's referring to, as parents, we want to protect our children and think that our children will ultimately come to us, do you know what I mean, if they have an issue. We're actually coming to the end of our broadcast. I wonder if Sadia can come back in. Okay. Sadia? Hi, Sadia. Oh, no, she can't hear me. Okay, so let's...
Yes, I'm there.
Okay, go ahead, Sadia. Introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, this time delay is really long. Right, okay. I'll just quickly show another comment. Moses says it's great to see you all. Some few comments. I know that people have gone back to work and gone back to school and that they'll see on the replay. Please do add your comments in the comments box. And we have been talking about anxiety and how you have managed your anxiety. What were the signs of anxiety? Who was there for you to support you with your anxiety? So on a final note, Maryah, what advice if a young lady, a young girl is out there at the moment and, in terms of exercise, what can you tell that young person?
Well, my advice would be, don't be how I was and just do exercise. It will kind of help how you feel, but by keeping it all bottled up, you're not gonna get far. Exercise will make you feel better at the time. It will make you feel better the day you do the exercise, but ultimately you're still keeping it inside. You do need to go and speak to someone. It could be anyone. It doesn't have to be a professional that you need to go and see. It could be your friend. It could even be one of us four on here. You could always go and message one of us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it could just be anyone. With me, I found it better talking to someone that I didn't know, that I didn't personally know. Like, I felt more comfortable talking to them and letting it out to them. And my advice is, start exercising if you don't already, but at the same time, you do still need to go and talk to anyone. Just let it out, because the longer you keep it in, the longer you're going to kind of suffer, and you're not going to be happy, and you're not going to learn how to overcome it if you're keeping it inside. So that would be my advice.
Okay, thank you. And
Yeah,
your final
that's
word?
fantastic.
Okay. Sadia, can you hear us now? Can you hear us now, Sadia?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, so we're actually wrapping up now.
I think I was frozen, right?
So, what advice would you give with regards to anxiety, Sadia, to any young person that's listening at the moment? What advice do you think you should give?
Okay. So, young ladies, I have missed you all, and as we have had a conversation with two two very much caring women about health issues and all those things. So, we have learned from our very childhood that health is our wealth. So, whenever we are not having a good health, having a beautiful and smiling face, and also a beautiful mind, we cannot step forward. We cannot think of others that you should take care of everything. You should take care of your health. You should take care of your environment. You should take care of your surroundings. So it comes first. Whenever I have seen the flyer and I have seen you two, I was really very much happy that yes, we can have a talk together, having a very wonderful two ladies together. And really, I missed your first conversation. I will watch it every time. That's very lovely getting you two together.
Oh, bless. Okay, so Deepanshi, your final words to any young woman or girl out there. We're telling them to speak on it. Speak up about what is it that's bothering you. What advice would you give to a young girl?
I think I would say to forgive yourself for feeling any way that you feel is not wrong or makes you weak, because it's not. It makes you human. It makes you yourself. You're being completely authentic to yourself and your own needs. And I think a lot of the time as women and as girls, we kind of put our own needs, after everyone else's around us, because we want everyone else to be happy before us. And I think please, know when to do that and when not to do that. You don't have to be like that all the time. And when your body's trying to tell you something, please listen to it. Definitely.
Okay, so I think that's it. Sadia, do you have anything else to add, or is that it?
Oh no, I have had all from the lovely lady's line. Thank you so much. It actually encourages us. It's so much enthusiastic, you know. Your speech is really there are so many girls or so many women having so many issues. But the fact is that we lack the sense of taking self-care, and also lack the sense of taking our psychological care. But we really, not only in Asia, yes, I am from Asia. I know so many women don't take care about that. There are so many women all over the world. I'm sure you will agree with me that they don't think they need the psychological care. They need their self-care. They all just do what they need to do. Just do what the family needs. Just do what the office or workplace needs. So it's first and foremost, take care of yourself. Always. See, I have had conversation with Jacqueline also, that I have so many issues in my past life, and those were so much disturbing to me. After that, whenever I started thinking about myself, yes, I should take care of me. Yes, I should take care of my son. That motivated me to start step ahead
You
and
you
always
have to take
think,
care of yourself
yes,
first before you can take care of
yes,
other
yes,
people. So, you know,
yes, and
as you said,
yes,
psychological.
and yes, and always I tell everyone that yes, we are here to talk with you. We are here to motivate you, but it's you. You are the one to step forward first. Then you can feel motivated. So whenever you love yourself, you will feel motivated.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Thank you, ladies. I thank you so much for sharing that with me and sharing your stories. And, you know, we just want to encourage all women and girls or young people, anybody really, to speak on it, to speak out about how you're feeling. So we're going to wrap it up there and take care. And we'll speak soon. Take care.
You.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.